Hitting parts of the valley on this first alert weather day, and thunderstorms as well. I've got a time lapse of our camera in the southern end of the valley, the Dakota Magic Casino Skycam, as a thunderstorm has been moving through. So putting this into motion, you can see it gets dark, and here comes that heavy rain obscuring our view, hitting the camera, and it's still raining down there as we speak this morning. So conditions have been quite rainy. Here's our live view of our flags down at the Dakota Magic Casino. You can see that it's looking gray. We've got some wet roads, and in addition, there's a little bit of wind, and there has been some lightning as well with these cells that have been moving through too. So something to keep in mind as we are looking at the potential for some rain and hail impacting your morning as well, and wind too. So taking a look at our conditions, we'll move past that again and take a look at our rain right now. Here's a look at what we've got going on. Some storms in the south as they've been lifting northward. You can see Fargo right now okay, but there's some cells popping around Fargo. We're certainly watching this larger cluster that's been moving through right over our Skycam down in the south again as we speak. Zooming in a little bit more and pausing it. There's a lot of lightning associated with that around Hankinson and Lidgerwood, Wahpeton, Breckenridge. It's about to move in. We've got one cell down by the Kindred area, and Fargo again, a couple of areas where we're seeing some green in Cass and Clay counties showing up, and these are the first signs usually of a little thunderstorm that's starting to develop. You see one or two little pops of color, and then it starts to build from there over each scan. Over toward Lisbon and back up through Fort Ransom and over to Valley City, some cells too. Jamestown has been getting rain through the morning. And as we move a little farther north, some development's been happening from Cooperstown back up toward parts of Griggs County too, but Nelson County and Grand Forks County seeing some lightning there. So a little cell just outside of Grand Forks, perhaps right by Emerado. And then the main line has been going for some time, not as strong at the moment. We're just seeing some steady rain with that in some of our western counties and up toward the northwest. So that's all moving northward, and eventually will slide eastward as we head through the day, if that makes sense. The individual storms moving north, the system overall will move east. Our temperatures, 70s with some mugginess happening here, and that's ahead of the front, so we're still warm, still that same air mass before the system moves through. North and west, it's cooler. It's going to be more of a wet, cool day there, and more an active day down to the south and east as far as severe is concerned. Here's a look at that risk again. A slight risk in Lakes Country in Minnesota and back south of Fargo. Fargo-Moorhead included in that risk. And then a lesser risk, but still a chance for severe weather north and west from there. So here's a look at our threats. We're looking at later afternoon and late tonight, and then we'll see that potential for an isolated tornado, large hail, high winds possible, and even the threat for some localized flooding, especially in urban areas as well. The street flooding we tend to see when we get heavy rain. So afternoon planner, temperatures don't change a whole lot. We do warm up a little more to the east before that system moves in. And again, that's the area where we're focused on for severe weather. But you can see everybody has a chance for some thunderstorms. So let's step you through our hour-by-hour planner. Starting this morning again with those storms affecting eastern North Dakota mainly, and they'll continue to lift northward through the morning into northwest Minnesota. This is noon. We may start to see some storms get a little more robust, perhaps a couple of stronger cells, and maybe even a severe storm or two around lunchtime. And then beyond that is where we're looking at the greater threat for that severe once again. You could see some more storms starting to develop down to the south around 3 o'clock. A couple of cells that look pretty strong, maybe producing some hail, heavy winds, heavy rain rather, and strong winds. And as they kind of move together here, you can see by 5 o'clock, what we're looking at here is a squall line, which would mean some strong winds associated with it, and one that would move very quickly right in that area we were highlighting earlier. So Fargo points south right along I-94 there, and then moving to the northeast. Other places seeing some rain and thunder at that point. And there may be another line that stretches back over to Devil's Lake, which had rain this morning. So we're adding it up quite a bit in that area. Later tonight, that severe weather races off to the east. By 9 o'clock, you can see we're kind of quieting down in general with the wraparound moisture associated with it still hanging around the Devil's Lake basin before it completely clears out into the early part of the day on Saturday. Here's your rainfall potential. Again, not everybody will pick up a lot of rain, but some places could get an inch or more, which would be welcome here in the valley, that's for sure. And again, we're looking at conditions that are going to look a lot like this. There's a view of that time lapse again. suddenly that rain races in and wind associated with it too. So I'll take a look at your 7-day planner, look at your weekend planner coming up, and also be talking about just how much rain we can expect to see coming up. We need it.
Yes, we need it. And lots to talk about, lots to track. Thank you, Lisa. When we come back, we're giving Lisa just like a 2-minute break, and then she has some great tips for what to do with that rainfall. Maybe you want to collect it and save it. We'll tell you how.